Good morning. It is episode, well, I don't actually know what episode. It's 133 and it's Tuesday morning. And today we are talking about Zach's little mistake at school and how he went about making sure that it's not, like I said, it's not the mistakes you make, it's what you do with a mistake. And it's how you handle a mistake that really, really counts, because we all make mistakes, we all fall over, but it's how we get back up that really, really counts. And I feel like it's an important message to tell everybody. And also, I just want to let you know how proud I was, because it was an amazing moment. And it was an embarrassing moment for me, because I got really tearful and I was like, oh, teacher, don't look at me because I'm crying. I was like, yeah. I was like, oh, no. Anyway, right, I bet you're thinking, what the hell are you on about, Dean? Just get on with it. Okay, by the way, tomorrow we have got James Boardman on the show, and he's talking about his book, It's a State of Mind. And talking about books, I have just read the best book this year that I have read, and it's completely surprised me, and I can't wait to do a book review on it. I don't know how many book reviews I've already got written out, but I'm going to try and do it next week, because this book was so awesome. It's Kevin Hart's new book, and I don't know the name. I forgot the name, but it surprised me. It shocked me. It made me cry. It made me laugh, and I couldn't stop taking notes. And like Kevin Hart said, he was shitting golden nuggets. I mean, what on earth was that laugh? What? Anyway, I feel like I'm procrastinating because I don't want to really get into the Zach issue. Okay, so Zach came, as you know, we've had a lockdown in the UK. And my son, Zach, is 5 years old. He's 6 years old now. And he is a lot like me. Everybody from the outset at school thought I was really, really confident, because I was happy. But inside, I was completely insecure. I was upset. I cried every single day. I cried on the inside. And Zach is just like me. Everybody thinks he's really confident, but he's not. I know him, and he's exactly the same as me. And he was really, really worried about going back to school for the first time in 3 months. Even though he's seen all his friends and stuff, we've been around to each other's houses in terms of knocking on the door and passing them letters and stuff. And it was a big deal for him. And he actually came home and one day and he said, oh, don't look in my bag, don't look in my bag. I said, what do you mean don't look in my bag? It's bloody heavy, buddy. What have you got in here? Anyway, so I opened it up. He goes, no. And there was 3 horses. And I said, buddy, where have you got these from? He goes, I pinched them from school. I said, what do you mean you pinched them from school, buddy? And obviously, I went through a stage when I was a kid of pinching things, but you want to nip it in the bud. You want to make sure that you come down on him hard, but not too hard. It's a real balancing act when you're parenting. I said, what on earth do you mean, bud? He said, I just wanted to play with him because I ain't got any toys at home. And bearing in mind that he's so bloody spoiled, we buy him loads of stuff. And he said, I ain't got any toys like this. And I don't know why I'm doing that. Sorry, Zach. Sorry. That's how you talk. And he got really, really upset. I said, buddy, right, do you know what we're going to do now? You know this is wrong. You know you've made a mistake, but it's how we mend the mistake. It's what we do next that really counts. So you know, because he's in tears, he knows he's done something wrong. And it's what you do next that really counts. What do you think we should do? Anyway, he started hysterically crying because he knew inside he should go and take him back. And so we decided together that was the best thing to do. We will take him back. So we got in the car, me and Zach, and he was really upset. I mean, because he's never in trouble at school, and we're going back to the teacher, telling him what happened, and he was so nervous. But I was so proud at this point, because for me it was I want to say coming of age, but he's only bloody 6 years old. How can he be coming of age? Anyway, he got to the car park, and all we was going to do was hand it back into reception. That's all we was going to do, hand it back into reception and explain the situation to the receptionist. So therefore, we won't see his school teacher, and by the time he gets back to school in a week's time, he's probably forgotten about it, because Zach's only going to school 2 days a week at the minute because of social distancing. And when we got there, his teacher was coming out the classroom at the same time. Zach was like, he was having a panic attack in the back. I can't. I said, Zachy, you have done something wrong, okay? And so there's consequences to all our actions. So what we need to do now is we need to own up, and I promise you, it is hard right now, but it will be the best thing you can do, and it'll make you feel amazing. Right now, it's going to feel pretty shit. I didn't say pretty shit, but it's going to be pretty rubbish. But when you do it, when you complete it, you will feel proud of yourself because you've done something tough. And ultimately, when you do things that are tough, that means you're doing something that's right, and it means that you're developing as a parent. I can't actually go too deep with him. I've got to remember he's only 6 years old. Anyway, so I said, look, do you want to do it? Do you want to do it? He goes, yeah. And so there we went. And honestly, you should. And he missed the teacher when he saw us. He was like, hiya. And I goes, yeah, Zach's got something he wants to tell you. And so there he went up to me and he had him in his bag, this little see-through bag. And he goes, I took these, and this little cutest little tear started running down his face, and so much so he couldn't talk. Oh God, I'm going to get emotional now. And he couldn't actually talk. He couldn't get it out. And I just heard him say, "I'm really sorry. I took these by accident, and well, it wasn't an accident. I took them because I wanted to play with them. I knew they weren't mine, but I was going to bring them back." And the teacher, by the way, handled it amazingly well. He goes, "Oh, Zachy, you shouldn't be doing this." But he said, "You've learned a very, very valuable lesson. You've come to me, and you've said," and he goes, in the end, he said, "I wish I could cuddle you, but I can't." And he said, he didn't just let him get away with it, first of all. He really allowed him to feel the pain, allowed him to know that it was wrong. And then what he did was then he complimented him on coming back, and it was the best thing for him. And afterwards, honestly, Zach, he was upset, he was embarrassed, and he was ashamed, but he was also proud of himself. And Zach, if you're listening to this, honestly, it was so big, it was so grown up, and people my age, me, you've got to own up for your own mistakes sometimes, and so many people don't do it. So many people cover it up. But do you know what? That's a gift, because I give Zach a gift, and he felt so good, he felt so proud. He done something wrong. Don't get me wrong, he only bloody borrowed 3 little toy horses, but it's not the fact that he only borrowed 3 toy horses. It's the fact that he took something that wasn't his, and you need to stamp it out. And this isn't a parent or anything like that, but what I want to do is, on this podcast, it's all about educating. It's all about documenting my education and what I've learned. And I learned so much from my 6-year-old son that day, that owning up and actions has consequences. And sometimes it's not nice doing the hard thing is quite often the right thing, but people don't actually do it. People shy away from that. People shy away from the embarrassment. People shy away from the, I'm trying to think of the word, but hopefully you get what I mean. And his little tears when he was talking to me, I don't really want to say the teacher's name, but he was so terrified, he was petrified. And you know what this does now? It cements it now in Zach now that he will never pinch again. I'm pretty sure of that now. He's watching this now. I'm probably going 20 years later. What you on about, Dad? But hopefully it cemented it, because that emotion, that massive emotion there will have cemented something in Zach's brain where he won't do it again. And I just thought it was unbelievable to watch. And when he got home, the most amazing thing happened, because then he was still worried about going to school next week because he knew he'd done something wrong. The teacher actually emailed him and said, "Look, what you did was incorrect. However, doing that and owning up and bringing it back," he said, "you should be really, really proud of yourself." He said, I was so happy. I can even see myself getting upset about it now. I was so happy because it just showed what a person you are. And and there was some more in the email as well, but it just made Zach so happy. He knew he'd done wrong, but he learned from his mistake, and we owned up to his mistake. So that means that he won't ever do it again. He's learned from it now. That's the foundation now. We've actually cemented that foundation, what's right and what's wrong. We know now that there's a big cement across there now, across the foundation, across the bottom, where he won't dip below that. He can't dip below that, because that emotion that he created in his body has created that cement there. So it won't let him go below it. I don't know if that makes much sense to you guys or not, but I just thought it was an amazing life lesson. And so much of us can learn from my 6-year-old, including myself. When I make mistakes, instead of owning up, sometimes I try to hide behind others. Sometimes I try to hide behind myself, and I don't often own up. And I'm sure that if you're honest with yourself, sometimes you do the same as well. And the gift that Zach got after doing something wrong, but owning up for it and taking responsibility at his young age was fantastic. And that is a lesson that I learned that day. And I wanted to share it with you because, 1, it made me so proud. And 2, I just feel like that everybody can get something out of this. And just by owning up to your mistakes and taking responsibility for what you have done. Don't try to pass the buck, and owning up to the part you've had in arguments, disagreements, when you've done something wrong, when you underachieve, whatever it may be. If we own up to the part that we've done wrong, do you know what? Life can bring you so much joy. It's incredible. Anyway, I'll leave you with that. Tomorrow, don't forget, we are interviewing James Boardman, and he is the guy who wrote It's a State of Mind. And I promise you will get absolute nuggets out of this interview. Thank you so much for listening to me. I appreciate you. Sorry if I bored you about my son. It was just something that It's an insight into my life and something that I was really proud of. I didn't expect it to take so long. 11 minutes we've been going now, and yeah, sorry, but I don't know. I just was so proud of it, and I just wanted to share it with you. And Zach, if you're listening, it was an amazing life lesson for me. So thank you, my friend. All right, guys, girls, thank you for tuning in. I massively appreciate you. Don't forget to give us a thumbs up if you enjoyed it and a rating and review. All right, speak to you later. Bye-bye.